Thank you for making this switch so nicely, so calmly, so organized manner. We can do one more thing. We can fill up the space in front. Right? And same way, fill up the space in front. Thank you very much for joining this amazing gathering for always is there anyone who's listening us from us? Oh, Hare Krishna. What's your good name, bro? Ajay. Okay. Okay. Very nice to see you here. Anyone else? Hare Krishna. What's the name, Mataji? Pasha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. There's one more, is there? Oh, Hare Krishna. What's the name? Prasad. Thank you. It's a beautiful name. Ram. We have Ram, we have Prasad. Amazing. So thank you very much for joining us this beautiful morning / afternoon program. And I hope you all got introduced to our welcome team. They welcomed you nicely. And Prabhu, if there is a gift, we can give them later after the program. So thank you very much. And we hope and pray that Supreme Lord Sri Krishna allow you to come and visit this amazing temple and be part of this congregation as many times as your heart desires. Okay. And without further delay, we'll begin today's discussion. We have some announcements as well, but we will do those announcements right after the class. So don't leave the room right after the class. We'll just take 2 extra minutes to share some important information and also recognize and the sponsor right after the program, so that we have a better. Okay. So don't forget, again, I request a lot of please put this as well. And request for the camera to
Hare Krishna. Wishing you all a very happy Ekadashi. Ekadashi is a very special day. This is now different Lord Krishna. On this day, whatever devotional service bhakti you do, multiply hundreds. And Lord becomes very pleased. So this is also one of the service. When we are sitting down in the class, it is another service that is very pleasing to the Lord. Today we have a very special speaker. The great Sri Gaurangi Mataji. Haribo! It doesn't need introduction for those who are not familiar. Sri Gaurangi Mataji, she graduated of engineering. She did all her academics with super high grades, academic excellence. Then, when she moved to US, joined with our beloved Sri Gopal Prabhuji. They have 2 wonderful daughters, very illustrious, Shreya and Radhika. Sri Gaurangi Mataji, despite having high academics excellence, she is a very sincere practitioner of bhakti. Right from the beginning, she took up Krishna consciousness in a very nice way, very exemplary way. From the beginning, she took it up with full energy, enthusiasm. She listens to Bhagavatam every single day without fail. I said this for a reason. I'll come back. And more importantly, she's a very sincere practitioner, very dedicated, very determined. She is also the Sunday school principal here in our temple. So most of the children here, if they are reciting shlokas and they are progressing in bhakti so nicely, Mataji has a significant role to play there. So let us be very grateful, Mataji, for taking care of all the children with very loud Haribo. Wonderful. And Mataji, along with Sri Gopal Prabhuji, they also do a Bhakti Riksha program, a weekly program, where they nourish and nurture several families. Haribo. And today, she is going to discuss a very important topic. The topic is should we and how to get the nectar from scriptures. So it's a very important topic. And it is very suitable because she is an avid listener of Srimad Bhagavatam. She reads every day, she chants with utmost attention. In fact, any performance of devotional service, she does it with perfection. So we are very grateful for Mataji setting such a high example for us to get inspired, look up to, and follow in her footsteps. Thank you, Mataji. So let us welcome Sri Gaurangi Mataji with three loud Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That was, over and above introduction, which I don't deserve, and I'm not qualified. But thank you all. Please excuse me. I'm not a good singer. I'm not a singer at all. And on top of that, my throat is very scratchy. So for the time being, we will try. If anybody from the audience would like to sing, volunteer for Jai Radha Madha. Want to sing Jai Radha Madha? Yeah. Yeah. Start. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Please recite with me. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narotam devim saraswati vyasam tato jayam uditaye nashkaprayeshu avadreshu Invoke the blessings by chanting Mangacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjanashana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Swavadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudhakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagadayam Sajivam Sadvaitam Samadundam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Krishna Samadhyam Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Janapade Gopisha Takam Adhaman Namaste Bhaktavan Sanam Krishna Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Prajapati Devi Shesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Vedishakari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Mukam karoti vachanam, angum langhayate yatripatamaham vande, Shri Guru Devatarana, Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya. So thank you everyone. I hope I'm audible here online, here in person and on Zoom. Before I begin speaking, I would like to really make an honest confession. I'm not qualified to be sitting here. I don't have the realization to be speaking on devotional aspects, but I'm trying. And I'm very grateful to the temple authorities for giving me an opportunity because whenever I'm asked to speak, because generally I'm a person who gets scared very easily. So sitting here on the Vyasasana is something which scares me because you're representing the parampara behind and you're trying to repeat the words. That's a great responsibility. So I become scared, and in that scaredness, I try to prepare. And because of that preparation, whatever days I get, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever time is given to me, those 3 days, my consciousness is luckily better than on normal days because it's revolving around Krishna. Otherwise, as grahastas, as a Mataji, my consciousness is always very degraded and very low. So I'm very grateful to the temple authorities for giving me an opportunity to speak today for the Sunday Feast class. And I'm very grateful to all of you for by coming and giving your blessings. Your presence itself is blessings. I see so many of you exalted devotees in the audience. My humblest obeisances at your lotus feet. I beg your blessings that I may be able to speak something that is valuable and is useful for our time. So, In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Machchita Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katyantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. So, the meaning of this shloka is pure devotees, their thoughts dwell in me. Who is that me? Krishna. So, the pure devotees, they are always thinking about Krishna and they derive great satisfaction and bliss in conversing to one another about Krishna. So, with that, all of you pure devotees, by your presence and with this thought in mind, let's try to begin the class that we'll be able to nourish each other speaking about Krishna. Before I begin, is there anybody in the audience who is not aware of these two books? If you're not aware, please raise your hand. So everybody is aware? Everybody has seen these two books? There's nobody who is seeing the book for the first time? Yes. So Mataji, this is Bhagavad Gita and these are the two scriptures. These are the two of many scriptures that we will be referring to in the class. So Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna. It was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And Bhagavatam is basically the dealings of Krishna and his devotees. Okay? So with that, we'll continue. So if it's okay, please repeat after me. Aho, aho, birna kaler viduyate. Sudha, sudharam, madhuram, pade, pade. Dine, dine, chandana, chandra, shitalam. Yasho, yashoda, tanayasya giyate. So this is a beautiful verse from the Padyavali written by Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, and it goes like Aho Aho Nabi Aho Aho Bir Nakaler Viduyate. So the scorching sun of Kalyug does not act upon one person. Na Kaler Viduyate does not act. Instead, Sudha Sudhara Madhuram Pade Pade. What is Sudha? Nectar. And not one drop of nectar. Sudhara. Sudhara means dhara. Unlimited. Lots of. So Sudha Sudhara Madhuram Pade Pade. Pade Pade? Every step. Madhuram? Sweet. So the scorching sun of Kalyug does not act upon one person. Instead, that person is tasting the sweetness of unlimited nectar at every step. Not only that, dine dine chandana chandra shitalam. Every day by day, that person is actually feeling that he or she is standing under the soothing moonlight. Soothing, chandan chandra shitalam. Shitalam, soothing. Who is that person? Yasho Yashoda Tanayasya Giyate. That person is who is singing the Yash, the fame of Yashoda Tanay. Who is Yashoda Tanay? Krishna. So all the people, not only that one person, all the people who are singing the glories, hearing the glories, speaking the glories, reading the glories of Krishna. So all of you are not affected by the scorching sun of Kali. Actually, it's a little difficult for us to understand. So let's try to imagine the immense winter of Michigan. That way. Okay. So And this person, he is anointed with chandan, right? Standing under moonlight, he's anointed with chandan. So all of you who are ready to listen, who are ready to speak, who are ready to give Krishna in one way or another to everyone, you will not be affected by the scorching sun of Kali Yuga. Nice, very nice verse. Now, once Srila Prabhupada was asked, how do you know that you are making progress in spiritual life? How do you know? You know what Srila Prabhupada answered? That's the genius of Srila Prabhupada. He could have answered that question quoting big, big shlokas. But you know what Srila Prabhupada said? When you eat roti, you don't need anybody else to come and tell you that your hunger is satisfied. You feel it from within, right? Similarly, actually, when we are eating, when we have hunger, when we are eating, three things happen. What are the three things that happen when we eat? Hunger goes down, body gets nourished, and we feel satisfaction, right? So, this is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, Bhakti Parishanu Bhavo Virakti. In this verse, basically, it is said that when one takes to devotional service, three things happen. And I was just trying to, remember it in an easy way. So, three D's happen. Devotional service rises, detachment from material senses happen, and direct experience of the Lord is perceived in the heart. Just like when a person is eating, that same person, that person will feel hunger will go down, satisfaction will rise in the body, and your body will feel nourished. And after, in that same analogy, when we are performing devotional service, after a few days of devotional service, what will happen? We will get detachment from material desires. It should happen. Srila Prabhupada says that in many purports, if we read Srila Prabhupada's books, in a lot of purports, Srila Prabhupada has said that when we are making progress in spiritual life, the first thing that will happen is you will start feeling detached from unnecessary material desires. Ask any devotee. That same devotee 10 years back would feel satisfaction and joy in doing things which are so-called very material and do not really give happiness to the heart. Temporary happiness, going to the mall, watching the movie, hearing songs, all those silly things which really don't give happiness. After a few days of bhakti, you actually start feeling detachment towards those things, but not only detachment, you will feel attachment to other aspects of bhakti, right? You will feel nourished after a few days of bhakti, just like the body gets nourished, you will become fixed up in your bhakti. It's like Sunday, I have to go to the temple. Okay, Ekadashi is coming, I have to fast. Devotees look forward. Okay, my rounds are done today. Tomorrow again I will chant. I know some devotees, when they finish Aarti, they wait for the time when they will again pick up the Aarti plate and again ring the bell. So you get attached, you get fixed up in your devotion. Okay, and then obviously you feel very happy and joyous in your heart. So another aspect is when you feel joy in your heart, service gives you joy. It's not like, somebody has to say, okay, you do this, so you will get joy. Do service, and then you will get something and you will get joy. No extra pays and perks. Service itself will give you joy. Okay, there's nothing more needed to that. Yeah, so this Bhagavatam, is filled with nectar. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. It's filled with nectar. More than Bhagavad Gita, the nectar is there in Bhagavatam, and more nectar is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Actually, I don't like this comparison because nectar is there in all the books. But it is said that, Srimad Bhagavatam has more nectar, Chaitanya Charitamrita has most nectar. So the question that arises here is, we have been coming to bhakti, we have been coming to temple, we have been doing bhakti, we have been associating with devotees. All of us can ask ourselves this question, okay, this Janmashtami, most of us, we join Krishna consciousness or we become little regular. The first step is generally some festival. Somebody invites us to Janmashtami or Radhashtami or Govardhan and gives us a book and talks to us or something like that. So that festival day is actually our starting point of bhakti. So that is our anniversary day. That day we can ask, we can ask ourselves, 5 years have passed. What has changed in me? Is there some progress that I have made? Am I enjoying some aspect of bhakti? We can ask ourselves this question. And then if the answer is, okay, I understand all the aspects of bhakti are full of sweetness, like the Srimad Bhagavatam, why am I not tasting it? Where am I missing? Why don't I get taste? Why don't I get desire? Why don't I get the longing to read Srimad Bhagavatam? Why? What is it that is holding me back? Because it is filled with nectar. It is filled with sweetness. Something is wrong that is lacking in me, that is making me go not enjoy that nectar so much, right? We should ask that question. So that brings us to the topic for today. The topic is, how do we taste the nectar in scriptures? Actually, the topic, I think I made a mistake. The topic was, do we, should we, and how do we taste the nectar in scriptures? Okay. So, as I said, our bhakti tradition is based on scriptures, and in ISKCON, we should take pride that whatever we speak is backed up by scriptures. It's not something that is a concoction. It is not something that anybody thinks so has spoken. No. We have scriptures and we have the backing of scriptures. So we should be proud and we should be grateful that we have so many scriptures. Then at the same time, the question should arise, should we read these scriptures? If yes, how should we read these scriptures, right? So anybody would like to answer this question? Should we read the scriptures? Mataji, yes? Anybody else? Okay, let me rephrase. Should we read the scriptures? Anybody wants to say no? Thank you, bro. We should not read the scriptures. I agree with what Prabhuji said. Because Prabhuji is an avid reader of scriptures, so he can say this. And I can say this because I have made the presentation, so I know what I'm going to say next. So we should not read the scriptures. We should drink the scriptures. Okay? So there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Please repeat after me. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam Shuka mukhadam ritadravya samyutam Pibat bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhur ahorasika bhuvi bhavuka. Actually, Prabhuji should be sitting here and giving this class, speaking this verse, Rasika Bhuvi Prabhu. So there is a very nice word in this verse which comes Rasamalayam, right? Rasam Alayam. I would like to ask the audience, what is the meaning of Vidyalaya? School, which is a, let's elaborate. School means Place of learning. Place of knowledge, place of learning. That is Vidyalaya. What's Granthalaya? Library. Place of books. Bhojanalaya. After this, what word comes, I will not speak. We all know that, right? So what is Alay? Place, right? Rasamalay. What is Rasamalay? Ras means nectar. Alay means place. So source of knowledge, source of books is Granthalaya. Source of learning is Vidyalaya. Source of nectar is Rasamalaya. Right? Okay. Now, when I was preparing this class, I normally like Hindi language a lot, and I like to do Sandhi Vichhed. So this alay and breaking was known to me. But what I'm going to speak now was something that hit me so hard. It was like, see, like a fool, when you have little knowledge, that statement, it's a very nice saying in English. It says, little knowledge is a dangerous thing. And that I understood because continuing with this topic of alay. So, lie. You know what lie means? Okay. So, according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in the Madhurya Kadambini, there is a definition of lie. And lie means to fall down. Fall down? How do you say lie? Lie, if you have to write lie in English, how will you write? L-A-Y. Lay matlab? Lay down. So lie, same. English spelling and the Sanskrit meaning is same. Lie means to fall down. Lie. Anything you add in front of it means too much. Too much. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, say, shrine. No, shrine. Shrine means shelter. Ashray, complete shelter. Shram, work, hard work. Ashram, too much hard work. Grahast ashram, brahmachari ashram, any ashram, too much hard work. Ashram means hard work. Then Nand. Nand means happiness, joy. Anand means too much happiness. So what is alay? Lay down in such a way that you will not get up. So when you drink the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam, how should you drink? How much should you drink? You should drink Srimad Bhagavatam so much that you fall down. Not spiritual fall down. Fall down in ecstasy. Fall down. Then again drink Srimad Bhagavatam. Again get up. Then hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Again fall down. Again get up. That is how sometimes, people ask, how many times should I read? कितनी बार भगवद गीता पढ़ना है? कितनी बार भागवतम पढ़ना है? There's no question of कितनी बार. How many times is not a question only. Drink Srimad Bhagavatam so much that you fall down and you get up, you fall down and you get up. It should be constant. Srimad Bhagavatam should be drunk constantly. So one Srila Prabhupada disciple was asked, all Srila Prabhupada disciples they speak their heart out because they have seen the truth. So Srila Prabhupada's disciple, he was giving a class, and after the class there was question and answers. And at the end of question and answers, one person raised their hand, and to respond to one question, he said, Prabhuji, I have read Srimad Bhagavatam 4 times. 4 times I read, and that person was thinking, it's a feat. How many of us can claim we have read Srimad Bhagavatam 4 times? I am not. So the person has the confidence to say, I've read Srimad Bhagavatam, it's a feat. He said, I've read Srimad Bhagavatam 4 times. And he was about to continue his question. And Prabhuji said, "Oh, you're keeping track? That means real reading of Srimad Bhagavatam has not begun." So Srimad Bhagavatam, real reading begins when we lose track of the number of times we have read Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? Yeah, so now this question of how many times we should read Srimad Bhagavatam, it's very common. How many times we should read Bhagavad Gita is also very common. The same question was asked to Narad Muni. Actually, we should do a class on Narad Muni. One day I was thinking, Narad Muni, as devotees, we know he's such an exalted personality. He is the guru for practically all the highly elevated people, characters in Srimad Bhagavatam. We should do a class on Narad Muni sometime. So Narad Muni was asked this question that, Narad Muni, please tell us how many times should we read Srimad Bhagavatam? And you want to hear the answer? It's a nice question, right? You want to hear the answer? Please repeat after me. Sada sevya, sada sevya. Srimad Bhagavati Katha. Yasya Shravana Matrena Harishchittah Samashrayet. So Narad Muni answers this question by saying, Sada Sevya, Sada Sevya. There's no question of how many times. First of all, what is the meaning of Sada? अभी always के आगे क्या होगा ना? Always, always. So 2 times. Sada Sevya, Sada Sevya. And Srimad Bhagavatam is not to be read. Srimad Bhagavatam is to be served. And how do we serve Srimad Bhagavatam? By reading, hearing, distributing, speaking, learning, understanding the prayers, getting attached to the characters of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is how Srimad Bhagavatam should be served. Sada Sevya, Sada Sevya. Bhagavad Katha. And what happens? Yasya Shravana Matrena. What happens? Matra. Just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, what happens? Harish Chitta Samashraye. That Sri Hari, whose ashray we are supposed to take, we, Jivas, are supposed to take, that Hari takes the shelter in the heart of a devotee who is serving Srimad Bhagavatam. This verse comes in Bhagavad Mahatmya. It's like, just imagine. We are always trying to take shelter of Sri Hari, and that Sri Hari becomes so overwhelmed and he takes the shelter and sits on the lotus of the heart of the person who is serving Srimad Bhagavatam. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, how many of us have knowledge, a little bit of knowledge of Ayurveda? Little bit, not much, little bit. So there are 2 terms that are commonly used in Ayurveda. One is Aushadhi, another is Rasayan. What is Aushadhi? Medicine. What is Rasayan? Tonic. So when a person is sick, Aushadhi has to be given, right? And that Aushadhi, the medicine, will take away the disease. But when a person is not sick and doesn't want to get sick, what should the person take? Rasayan. So Srimad Bhagavatam, this analogy we can remember. Srimad Bhagavatam is Rasayan and Aushadhi both. Whether we are tormented by material anguish of this world, of this Kali Yuga, we should take the Aushadhi of Srimad Bhagavatam. And we want to stay safe. Actually, there's nothing like staying safe in this world. It's a myth. We cannot stay safe, but we can stay equipped. So if we want to stay equipped, we should take the Rasayan of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? And always, it doesn't matter which ashram we are in. We are in Grihastha ashram, we should study, read, serve Srimad Bhagavatam. We are in any other ashram, we should do the same. There's nothing like Srimad Bhagavatam is for one section of people. No, Srimad Bhagavatam is for everyone. Yeah, so we talked about this. Let us see what Srimad Bhagavatam talks about hearing and reading. So these are verses from the second canto. It says, person who hears Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in their heart within a short period of time. And the next verse is even more beautiful. The next verse says, when we hear Krishna, what happens? This verse we should recite. Pravishta karna randrena स्वानां भावसरोरुहं धुनोति समलं कृष्ण सलीलस्य यथा शरः. So Krishna, when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, what happens? We are hearing, right? So Krishna, through the ear hole, he enters our heart and he sits on the lotus of our heart. It's so nice. Just imagine. Right now, you all are listening. Unfortunately, you're listening from me, but you're listening the message of Shiva, right? So Krishna is entering through your earlobes and he's coming to your heart and he's sitting there in your heart. Now Krishna is sitting there doing what? ऐसे ही फालतू बैठे क्या? कोई काम धाम नहीं भगवान को. ऐसे ही आके बैठे. No. Krishna is doing something. Dhunoti. What is dhunoti? Cleaning. Krishna is cleaning. Cleaning what? Malam. Shamalam. Our heart has so much mal. Such a bad word, mal, isn't it? But our heart has mal. And Krishna, when he enters, he starts cleaning. That Krishna who cannot even clean his own house is always making mess. I was just thinking, कितना मेस बनाया होगा ना that Damodar Leela past time, breaking the pot, throwing butter all over the place. Just imagine the mess he makes. That Krishna who cannot even clean his own house, Mother Yashoda gets angry and she has to take help to clean. That Krishna takes it on himself, his own swadhyaya. I have to go. He's overwhelmed. This person is listening Srimad Bhagavatam. It is my responsibility. It is my swadhyaya. Enter the heart of that person and clean the heart. And the analogy given is just like there is a pool of water, muddy water, and when it rains, fresh water going down, down, down. So that muddy water eventually will turn into clean water. So when we keep hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the muddiness of our heart will be removed. It might not be visible at this point of time, but it is happening. With that faith, we should hear Srimad Bhagavatam, right? And repeat after me, please. Janmantare bhavet punyam tada bhagavatam labhet. जन्मांतरे पुण्यम, जन्म जन्म के पुण्य जब इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं when there are millions of lifetimes of Sukriti accumulated by a Jiva, then Srimad Bhagavatam walks into the life of a Jiva. Jiva is not reading, Jiva is not hearing. Now only Srimad Bhagavatam has walked into the life of that person. And then even Sri Hari doesn't know if that person takes that opportunity and after taking that opportunity starts reading, hearing, speaking, distributing, learning the prayers, reciting those prayers. Even Sri Hari cannot comprehend what that person will get. So we are all so grateful that Srimad Bhagavatam has walked into our lives. And we can be rest assured, it is some punya that we have accumulated. Now, the next step we have to take. We have to make efforts. The next steps we have to do, right? What is Padma Puran speaking of Srimad Bhagavatam? So in Padma Puran, it's a very big verse. I forgot that verse. But that verse talks about how like the first and second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam are the feet of the Lord. Then the third and fourth canto, I think, are the thighs, then the navel, like that. You go all the way up to the 12th canto, right? So that verse itself, the later part of that verse, Tamadidevam Karunanidhanam Tamalvarnam Suhitavataram अपार संसार समुद्र से तुम अजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम तम आदिदेवम करुणानिधाम. The last line, भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम. I bow down to that Srimad Bhagavatam who is Tam Adidevam Karunanidhanam. Tam Adidevam, non-different from Krishna. This Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna in his most merciful form. Karunanidhanam. Karuna, mercy. Tamal Varnam Suhitavataram. Tamal, he is like bluish blackish varn, color. And that most mercy is coming in the form of sound vibration. Suhitavataram. And then apar samsara samudra setu. This Srimad Bhagavatam is like a setu, bridge. It's like a bridge on this big ocean of birth and death. Now imagine bridge on an ocean, right? Not on a pond. A big ocean. We can cross this ocean of birth and death just by serving Srimad Bhagavatam in either way you want. So this is Padma Puran describing the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this Bhagavat Puran is the only bridge across the ocean of birth and death. And that birth and death is repeated by them, not just one time. Okay? And Srimad Bhagavatam. How did Srimad Bhagavatam come into place? So there's a description of Uddhavji. Uddhavji is friend of Krishna. Uddhavji talks to Krishna, Hare Krishna, you are leaving. Now when Krishna finishes his work, whatever he needs to do, he goes back, right? So Krishna, you are going, but what will happen to the people of this age of Kali? How will they survive? Krishna says, yes, normally I go back, but this time I am coming back. I am coming back in the form of book Bhagavat. Please repeat after me. Krishne swadhamopagate dharma jnanadibhi saha कलौ नष्ट दृशामेश पुराणार्को धनुदिता. So this Srimad Bhagavatam has arisen just after the departure of Krishna to his own abode, along with knowledge and religion. And people of this age of Kali, who do not have eyesight, who are in darkness, they will get light from this Bhagavad Puran. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? So, like Lord Ram was born in which Vansha? And Lord Krishna was born in Jahan Krishna, Wahan nahi Andhakar. Right? So Krishna is like the sun. Now, just like the sun, in 1 year, 12 zodiac signs the sun goes, right? Same way, this Srimad Bhagavatam has 12 cantos. This is something we can, just remember and relish. That is the sun, and we have to take shelter, we have to take light from that sun. Now, up to this point, we have spoken about Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Is there anybody who has doubt that we should read Srimad Bhagavatam? Or is this enough? Is everybody convinced? Is this good enough? A conviction that Krishna says, comes himself, talks about Srimad Bhagavatam. Is this good enough? Good enough. Oh, thank you. So now think about the fact that we have Srimad Bhagavatam so easily available. Like I did not even bring my copy. When I was coming for the class, I did not bring my copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. I thought I'll just take it from the bookshelf outside. And that's what I did. I went out and I took the copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. Did I have to think? No. I just had to walk a few steps, open the shelf, take out Srimad Bhagavatam and get it. Now I'll tell you something. We are all Gaudiya Vaishnavas, right? So in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, okay, before that, has everybody here participated in book distribution? Most of us, right? We go and distribute books, right? So do you know who are the flag bearers of book distribution, like who started book distribution in our Sampradaya? Okay, so there are 3 acharyas who started book distribution. So they are Srinivas Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur, and Shyamananda Prabhu. Okay, so Srinivas Acharya, he actually went from Navadvip to Neelachal. Now all 3 of them, they have distributed Goswami literature far and wide. When Srinivas Acharya, he went from Navadvip to Neelachal to meet whom? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? To understand from him Srimad Bhagavatam. When he reached there, you know what happened? He came to know that Mahaprabhu has left this world, left the planet. So he became very sad and he started crying. Just imagine if, supposing Srila Prabhupada walks in and we know Srila Prabhupada is coming to this temple. We'll take our car and we'll run, even thinking that is so nice. Right? We'll run and see, we want to meet Srila Prabhupada. Now we come here and we see, they tell us, oh, Srila Prabhupada has gone to another temple. You missed it by 2 minutes. We'll be so sad. We'll run to another temple. Maybe I'll meet. And there we reach and we realize Srila Prabhupada had a flight to catch. Srila Prabhupada left to India. Hare Krishna came, right? So sad we'll be. So sad. How to get Srila Prabhupada? Now think about the situation of Srinivas Acharya. He went to meet Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu left the planet. He was crying, crying, crying. Mahaprabhu came in the meditation of Srinivas Acharya and he said, don't cry. Gadadhar Pandit is still on the planet. You can go and learn Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit. So Srinivas Acharya said, okay, I'll go to Gadadhar Pandit. And he went there. And he said, please, can you teach me Srimad Bhagavatam? And Gadadhar Prabhu said, yes, I can. But the problem is I don't have a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. Correct? You don't have a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam? But you used to read Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, this copy of Srimad Bhagavatam, me and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and me would read together in Tota Gopinath. But when we would read, we would cry so much that all the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam have been smudged. There is no ink only. So I don't have a copy. You get a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam and then I'll teach you. So where should I go and get a copy? Go to Navadvip, back. So again, Srinivas Acharya went to Navadvip. Now imagine, this is not today's world. I had to get a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. I walked 2 steps, opened the closet, got Srimad Bhagavatam. You want to hear Srimad Bhagavatam? Audio book is there. You want to read read from the physical pages? Open the book and read. You want to read in Hindi? Hindi Bhagavatam. You want to read in English? English Bhagavatam. Telugu, Tamil, whatever Bhagavatam you want to read is there. It's available. Same thing with Bhagavad Gita. It's all available. So, okay, I find it hard to carry physical copy. I want soft copy. That is also there. Veda base kholo. Read karo. Right? So easy. So no generation had Srimad Bhagavatam so readily available as our generation. Actually, when I came to Krishna consciousness, no, my parents, they, like from my childhood, whenever there used to be a Bhagavat Saptah, my mom used to get very excited. Very excited. For 7 days, she would go there and sit, and I would be like, the whole house would be up and down. My dad would cook. We didn't know what was happening because from morning till evening, she'll be there only, focused. And I was like, Arey, kya hai? And she's like, you don't understand. Hearing Bhagavatam is a privilege. And then after coming to Krishna consciousness, I told her, I have a set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Do you want it? And you know what response she gave me? She said, what do you mean I want it? She said, can you please get it for me? And she was almost tears. I still remember. Can you please get it for me? And my mom, she is not an avid reader because she has eye problems. So she cannot read very nicely. Her head starts hurting. But when she came to know that Srimad Bhagavatam is so easily available, her heart was full of gratitude. And that day I realized something that is in my house so nicely kept, I don't value it. Ask the people for whom Srimad Bhagavatam is a treasure. She said, can you please get it? So coming back to the story, Srinivas Acharya goes back and there he has to find someone to write the 18,000 shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no books, there is no printing press, there is no soft copy. You have to get the bark, you have to get the ink, you have to write on it. And on top of that, the person who has to write should not be an ordinary person. He should be knowledgeable. Because one matra here and there, you will change the meaning. Arey matra chodo. One comma here and there, you will change the meaning. Like in Hindi, supposing we say, रुको मत चलो. रुको मत, comma, chalo. What does that mean? Don't stop, walk. Now, the comma I changed from after mat, I changed to ruko. Ruko, comma, mat chalo. What's the meaning? Stop. Don't go. Meaning completely changed. So the person who is writing Srimad Bhagavatam has to be a scholar. So I'm just bringing this point to show it was so difficult to get one copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. Finally, Srinivas Acharya, after I think 8 or 9 months, he gets one copy of Srimad Bhagavatam and comes back. And guess what? What happens? Gadadhar Pandit has left this planet. Imagine the heartbreak that Srinivas Acharya was facing. Cries. Gadadhar Pandit comes in the meditation and says, don't worry, go to Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. And there जय जय श्री राधा गोपीचंद वल्लभ भगवान की जय। निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। So go to Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami and learn from them. He goes there, they have also left the planet. The trauma was unbearable. Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami come in the dream and say, don't worry, go to Jiva Goswami and Gopala Bhatta Goswami. And before the meditation could continue, Srinivas Acharya says, what if they leave the planet? So Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami said, don't worry, I'll tell them not to leave the planet. So that is how much effort was put to get one copy of Srimad Bhagavatam and read and understand. So for Srinivas Acharya, the instruction was take initiation from Gopal Bhatt Goswami, but learn Srimad Bhagavatam from Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami, we should not be uttering his name from our mouth. That big of a scholar, that great of a personality, Jiva Goswami. I don't know if I'll have time, but let's see. So now we are convinced that we should read Srimad Bhagavatam. More evidences. What are the 5 potent forms of devotional service? In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the 64 angas of devotion are described, right? Srila Rupa Goswami has described, and in the end, he gives 5 main. What are the 5 main? Anybody can recite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, please. Yes, Preeti Purvak Shri Murti Seva. So the interesting point is the other 4 aspects of devotion are all covered in Bhagavad Seva. Okay, so Srimad Bhagavatam study covers all the 4. Now that establishes that how much important it is to read Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Now, before we delve into the topic of reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we should understand the mood, how we should read Srimad Bhagavatam. Like we have all studied in college, right? Different streams, somebody in biology, somebody in engineering, somebody in chartered accountancy or lawyer or anything. Every stream has exams to be given. Like I remember for myself, when I had to give exams, there was a topic called engineering drawing. Anybody here remembers that with happiness? That was a nightmare for me. You know, after I got married, engineering was done back. I still got nightmares that tomorrow I have to give engineering drawing paper. I was so scared of it. So, what was my approach to engineering drawing exam? 33 number आने हैं. 35 marks should come. One from this unit, one from this unit. Three units I have to prepare. 2 forget it. 3 questions I have to prepare and 3 should be perfect. And आधा from another. So 35 से 40 के बीच में आ गए, I'm happy. That was my desire to clear engineering drawing. But when it came to electronics, I liked it. Full 5 units nicely I would study, I would enjoy. So you see, there was a shift in my mood. How to clear the exam was one agenda, and how to actually learn the subject was one agenda, right? So we should understand when we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we should understand the mood that we should read Srimad Bhagavatam. So reading Srimad Bhagavatam or reading scriptures, it's not an exercise of intelligence. Not like we are going to become scholars. We don't have to give exam. At the end of the life, Krishna will not tell, recite the shloka. What is the meaning of this word? Tell me what is the translation. Krishna will not come. It is an experience of the heart. So don't think that Shastra study has something to do with intelligence. Intelligence is a very small, insignificant product of Shastra study. Shastra study has to do with devotion. When we study Shastras, what should happen in our heart? Love towards Krishna should increase. Our service attitude should increase. Desire to have good relationships with devotees should increase. And one very important thing that Shastra study should give us is we are all devotees. Now, when we were not devotees, there were so many topics to talk about. Right now, what topic we have? Krishna. Maximum Krishna का dress बनाया तुमने? कैसे बनाया? Teach me. Did you make the pagadi? Please tell me, how did you make the pagadi? So our conversation should revolve around Krishna. It should. When we were non-Krishna conscious, our conversation did not revolve around Krishna. That time we did not think that our conversation is not revolving around Krishna. So now when we are Krishna conscious, why is our conversation not revolving around Krishna? It should. We should make every effort that we are talking about Krishna, making Krishna a part of our life. And when we do Shastra study, what we have read can be discussed among devotees. And that makes relationships very strong. Like see, Shukdev Goswami, Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken, Shukdev Goswami came out, and what did he do? As he was born, he started walking. And Vyasdev is running behind, wait, stop. It's your birthday. I have to perform some yajna, some ceremony. Stop. Shukdev Goswami listened. No effect. Continued walking. What did Vyasdev do? Called his disciples and gave them a set of Srimad Bhagavatam shlokas. Please go and recite in front of my son. And they did. When they recited those shlokas, what happened to Shukdev Goswami? Like it's a speed breaker came. Suddenly with that speed, Shukdev Goswami was walking, he stopped. Hare, what are these shlokas? Who is this person? And they said, we only know this much. This has been composed by your father only. Oh, my father? Let me go back. Shukdev Goswami comes back. He said, you have written this book? This is the person you are talking about? I want to hear more. Please tell me. And that's how the relationship between a father and son developed. Right? So when we bring Krishna, when we bring the shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam in our life, relationships between devotees become very, very sweet. So as Grahastas, we should make it a point that in every home we have set aside 10 minutes, 15 minutes, where all the family members are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. It should be done. If we are not doing that, we are missing out on an important aspect of making sure that relationships will improve. Like there is one Mataji, she calls me after Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are all in the mornings when we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the temple, I am cooking, she is cooking, we are dropping our children. There is a lot of things going on in the background which we cannot stop, but we are trying to hear. So sometimes when I don't know something, I call someone and said, I didn't understand this point. Can you please explain? Today my mind was haphazard. And that Mataji would call me and, can you share the points that you have written? I did not write anything today, but I can share from the top of my head. What happened? I became so close to that Mataji, I can share my heart with her. Why? Because Krishna is in the center. It has nothing to do with intelligence. It is all to do with devotion. Prabhupada comments. Anybody wants to read quickly?
All the devotees connected with the Krishna conscious movement must read all the books that have been translated, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and others. Otherwise, after some time, they will simply eat, sleep, and fall down from their position. Thus, they will miss the opportunity to attain an eternal, blissful life of transcendental pleasure.
Srila Prabhupada said it clearly. If you are not reading, what will you do? eat, sleep, and fall down. So if that's not happening now, it will happen. So Srimad Bhagavatam study is not intellectual. It's not a download of information. It is a transformation of the heart that needs to happen, right? It should induce service attitude. It's not a scholarly exercise. It is meditation on the Naam, Roop, Gun and Leela of Krishna. So, Srimad Bhagavatam study. Now, Srila Prabhupada, he has given us a spiritual culture. What is spiritual culture? 5S. What are the 5S? Sadhana, Seva, Sangha, Sadachar, and Swadhyay. So, sadhana, we all know, we chant our rounds, come for the morning program, or do the morning program in your own house. Seva, all the services that we perform. Sangha, Sunday school, children have their Sangha, Vaishnavi Sangha. Sadachar, our dealings with devotees. And Swadhyay. So, Swadhyay means book reading, right? Reading Srimad Bhagavatam and scriptures are part of Swadhyay. Now, if we see, these all are overlapping. Like Swadhyay can be a part of our sadhana also. But for the time being, let's keep them separate. Now, if we try to understand, Swadhyay doesn't mean only book reading. This is very important to understand. Like, please understand, scriptural reading cannot be limited to only sitting in one corner and reading books. Definitely not. It has to be a culture. Why? Because by seva, when we are doing seva, we can understand Shastra better. When we have relationships, we can understand Srimad Bhagavatam better. When our sadachar is good, then we can understand Srimad Bhagavatam better. So don't think that Swadhyaya means sitting in one corner with Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and reading all day long. No. There needs to be a culture of spirituality, spiritual culture. Why do we emphasize so much like come for festivals, come every day. If not every day, come Sunday to the temple. Why? It is a culture that Srila Prabhupada has given. Without that culture, the individual aspects will break. It's like a petal. When the flower is there, all the petals are intact. Now, if you don't have, you start breaking the petals. You're not doing Swadhyaya, one petal broken. You're not doing Seva, another petal broken. Will the flower sustain? Will we sustain? We will not sustain. Our spirituality will not sustain. So intelligence, like sometimes people ask, so I don't have intelligence to read Shastra. Hare Baba, intelligence is not needed. Because intelligence is a very small part. But intelligence, when detached from spiritual culture, it is like a speedy train without solid tracks. Can a train run without tracks? If we don't have culture, a spiritual culture, our spiritual life cannot run. We are in the association of like-minded people. Why? Because we want to grow in our spiritual life. Right? So now that we understand that we should read scriptures, let us try to see quickly what are the traits of a good student. So there are 10 traits. The time. Is it okay if I take like 10 more minutes? No? Yes. Even if you said no, I would continue. So let's quickly do the traits of a good student because it's needed. We have to take something back home, right? Now we have understood that reading Srimad Bhagavatam is so important. Let's try to understand what are the traits that we need to have to read Srimad Bhagavatam. First one, devotion versus intelligence. So in this verse, Lord Shiva, Shivaratri is coming, right? After 2 days, Lord Shiva says this verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says that I may know, Shukdev Goswami may know, Vyasadev knows or not knows Srimad Bhagavatam, I am not clear. Who is Lord Shiva talking about? Vyasadev. Who is the compiler of Srimad Bhagavatam? And Vyasadev may or may not know. Isn't that something to think about? Vyasadev may or may not know. He is the one who's written Srimad Bhagavatam. But this is Lord Shiva talking. Vyasadev may or may not know. How? Because if Vyasadev is considering himself an incarnation of the Lord, then he may or may not understand Srimad Bhagavatam. But if he is as a devotee, then he will understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Srimad Bhagavatam can be understood by devotees. It can be understood by devotion. What is Srimad Bhagavatam? Krishna himself. Did Krishna understand himself? If he understood himself, why did he come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani? Who understands Krishna more than himself? Radharani. So Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he didn't understand himself. So devotion is more important than intelligence. Doesn't matter Vyasadev was so intelligent. If he is acting in the capacity of a devotee, he will understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, no. So for us, the takeaway point is not intelligence, devotion. Now somebody may say, Arey, but I don't have devotion. Then should I not read Srimad Bhagavatam? No. If we don't have devotion, still we should read Srimad Bhagavatam. Because we will get devotion from Srimad Bhagavatam. So the goal and the means is same. Right? Like people ask Srila Prabhupada, right? What is the goal of chanting? Chanting. Goal of chanting is more chanting. There's no other goal. Goal and means is same. So we don't have devotion, we still read Srimad Bhagavatam. When we read Srimad Bhagavatam, we will get devotion. That is why we should not read Shastras one time. We should keep reading Shastras. Because every time a little more devotion we will get, and we will get a better understanding of the Shastra. Another, Krishna says himself, right? One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. So, one can understand Srimad Bhagavatam only when he is a devotee. These are all proofs that we don't need intelligence. We need devotion, right? We all know that story of Brahmana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met in Ranganath temple. That Brahman was illiterate and he was holding a copy of Bhagavad Gita and reading. Everybody knew he was illiterate. He also knew he was illiterate, but he was reading. Not only reading, he was crying. So Chaitanya, everybody would mock on that person. Arey, what are you doing? You are illiterate. How are you reading Sri Bhagavad Gita? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood. He went up to him, what are you doing? Oh, I'm trying to read. Because my guru has told me. He knows that I'm an illiterate, but he told me to read. So I am fulfilling the order of my guru. Oh, okay. But why are you crying? You know the answer of that illiterate Brahman? It will give you goosebumps. That illiterate Brahman said, whenever I pick Bhagavad Gita, I open the pages. In Bhagavad Gita, all I see is Krishna acting as a chariot driver. Now we say chariot driver so conveniently and so easily we say chariot driver. One person told me, you know what's the meaning of chariot driver? When the person is sitting on the chariot in the battlefield, that person does not even have time to speak, does not even have his hand to speak to the chariot driver and say, take left, take right, go in the center, take my chariot this side or that side. He doesn't have time to say. He doesn't even have his hands to tap on the shoulder. इधर लेके जाओ, इधर लेके जाओ, सामने जाओ. The Yodha, the person who is on the chariot, will use his feet to kick on the back of the chariot driver. Right side kick means turn the chariot right. Left side kick, turn the chariot left. Straight kick, take the chariot right, straight. So our merciful Lord Krishna took kicks from Arjuna as a chariot driver. Now can we imagine? People say Krishna had arrogance. He says, I am God. Go back and ask those people, which God will take kicks on their back? Which God? That is the mercy, that is the magnanimity of Krishna. So this Brahman said, when I open the pages of Bhagavad Gita, all I see is Krishna taking the position of a chariot driver and I cannot control my tears. And you want to hear the response of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Mahaprabhu said, what you have understood is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. An illiterate Brahman who doesn't know how to read, who has never read the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is saying, you have understood Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because you have devotion. Intelligence has no role to play. What happens when we read Bhagavad Gita? Repeat after me. Yasyam vai shruyamananam Krishne param purushe bhaktir utpadyate pumsa shokamoha bhayapaha. What happens when we read Srimad Bhagavatam? We develop bhakti instantaneously in our heart. And by that, we understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna comes in our heart and he extinguishes the fire of lamentation, fearfulness, and illusion. All those things that are in our heart that are always tormenting us. We are always fearful. Some way or the other, something or the other is making us fearful. We are always illusioned and we are always shok, moha, bhayapa. So fearful, in illusion, and we are lamenting. अरे 10 साल पहले मैंने ये नहीं किया होता तो आज मेरी लाइफ ऐसी नहीं होती. Lamentation, always. All these three things are happening. Want to get out of it? Please read, hear, serve Srimad Bhagavatam. Second, eagerness and a sense of urgency. Eagerness is the golden key to the treasure of scriptural wisdom. Somebody who is not eager cannot understand scriptures. It's like a pot. नहीं, pot नहीं, cup. Eagerness होनी चाहिए. उसमें hold करना है. When we are hungry, how much do we digest? As much as we are hungry. If we are not hungry, can we digest? No. If we are not eager, we are not having a sense of urgency, we cannot understand Shastra. Let's go quickly. Third point, character and dealings. This here, if we have a good character, we can understand Shastras better. Here in Srimad Bhagavatam, the character of Sutta Goswami is described. There are five qualities of Sutta Goswami that make him a perfect recipient and speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. What are the three external qualities and two internal qualities? The three external qualities of Sutta Goswami are, he is anagha, that means sinless. Then he can speak very well and he has read very well. These are external. Two internal qualities. He is very snigdha and he is very saumya. Snigdha and saumya means Sutta Goswami is very pure and he is very respectful. So, if we are respectful towards our teachers, the people who are teaching us Srimad Bhagavatam, if we do not have duplicitous intentions in our heart, then we can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. So these are characteristics we can try to develop. Nobody is saying we have all of them. We don't even have one of them. I'm talking about myself. I am not Snigdha, I am not Soumya, I am not sinless, I am not well read, I don't know how to speak well. I don't have any. So should I not read Srimad Bhagavatam? I should, because it will make me develop those characteristics. But we should aim that we should eventually develop those characteristics. Good character is more important than a great skill set. This is very important for all the children and all the parents to teach our children. Skills can be developed. Character has to be spotless. If our character is not spotless, we cannot develop skills. Even if we develop skills, they will be lost. Please teach. It's a humble request. When we enroll children in Sunday school, what are we trying to build in them? Character. Skill set aa hi jayega. This is a world of वैसे भी chat GPT. Copy paste. Right? Skill set aa jayega. Build your character. Fourth quality of a good student of Srimad Bhagavatam, gratitude. This we can all develop. Which we are blessed to be part of a sampradaya where scriptures are so easily and so logically available to us. Which Acharya has given word by word meaning, English translation, and Bhakti Vedanta purports. Everybody has watched the video of Srila Prabhupada on his deathbed. On his deathbed, Srila Prabhupada was translating Srimad Bhagavatam. And I think the line that he was speaking was, Maya can attack you at any moment. Something like that, if I'm not wrong. Your senses are very wild. Srila Prabhupada lying on his deathbed, a pure devotee is speaking, senses are wild, Maya can attack at any time. Why? He is dying, he can die peacefully. He did not live peacefully, he did not die peacefully for us. He was translating the Bhakti Vedanta purports for us. He spent sleepless nights to translate Srimad Bhagavatam for us. We can't even spend sleepless days to read Srimad Bhagavatam. Is this what we have? Gratitude? Should we have gratitude? We should have. How do we show our gratitude? Open the Srimad Bhagavatam and read it. Develop the other four aspects of spiritual culture. Fifth one, humility and faith. Nothing can be said about for this by me. I don't have humility. Faith I'm trying to develop. But it is said like there is a glass. A glass is empty, right? Empty glass means there is humility in it. Then only you pour something, something will stay inside. But if it is full, no, that means no humility. Arrogance is there. No matter what you pour in it, it's all going to come out. So if we don't have humility, then we will not get Shastric Gyan. Very important. Sixth one, being non-envious. I have a lot of envy. Should I not study Shastra? Please study the Shastra. That will help you to become non-envious. Right? What does Krishna say to Arjuna? Why was Bhagavad Gita spoken to Arjuna only? It could have been spoken to so many people. Why was Arjuna the selected one? Krishna says in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, right? What does Krishna say? Idam tu te guyattamam pravaksham anisuyave jnanam vijnanam sahitam moksha oh sorry. Yagyatva mokshase shubhat. I am speaking this knowledge to you because you are anusuyave. You are non-envious of me. This is Bhagavad Gita. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. Now, same thing. Same thing from Bhagavatam also. The Nirmat Saranam, that shloka, second shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam has arisen and it is it's rejecting all cheating religion. And it is understood by those devotees who are completely pure at heart. Pure at heart means non-envious. Let us try to become non-envious. I'm speaking to myself. I have envy. Now sometimes we think, I don't have envy towards Krishna. I have envy towards other devotees. Okay. Sorry for the time. Jiva Goswami, I don't have time, but I'll just say Jiva Goswami is the only person who has composed how many shlokas anybody knows? Nobody knows. 4 lakh shlokas. 4 lakh shlokas, original shlokas. Any other person who has composed so many shlokas? Vyasdev. This Jiva Goswami, who is such an exalted personality, what was he doing at the beginning of his life? Getting palm leaves for Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. He did not say, I want to write books. He was serving them. And that service that he did to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami made him eligible to become the Jiva Goswami. In Banaras Hindu University, there is a section dedicated to Jiva Goswami. There are books of Jiva Goswami. People go and read them. Imagine. You know how Jiva Goswami used to write? I read this in... I forgot where I read this. I forgot. But Jiva Goswami, he would pick up a tal leaf, he would write 1 on it. And when he would write 1, that means that's page number 1. So whatever he had to write for page number 1, he would write, then he would keep that leaf away for drying. He would pick another leaf. That second leaf, he would write 3. And he would write the contents of page number 3 on that. What about 2? The contents of 2 are in his head. When he would finish writing 3, he would put this leaf away, pick up the leaf number 1, flip it and write 2. This is how he has composed books. For us, like I was thinking for myself, even to write a WhatsApp message, I would 10 times edit it. WhatsApp message. Forget about writing an exam paper. This is how Jiva Goswami wrote. Can we understand the scholarness of Jiva Goswami? Now we understood the scholarness of Jiva Goswami. Let's understand the servitude of Jiva Goswami. Picking leaves, getting the ink pen ready, making sure Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami have everything ready to write those books. That is how Jiva Goswami became the Jiva Goswami. Aren't we proud of our sampradaya? Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. How do we gain knowledge? Education, asking questions. But Service is the circuit which closes theoretical knowledge to realized knowledge. Submissive rendering of service. Nourishment versus remembrance. We had a big discussion on this, I think 4-5 days back in Srimad Bhagavatam class, where everybody has this question, okay, but I read Srimad Bhagavatam, after 2 hours only I forget. 1 week to chodo. 2 hours only I forget. So, Shamanand Krishna Prabhu gave this very beautiful answer. He said, अभी कौन सा festival गया? Nityanand Trayodashi. So this he answered long back. That time he gave the example of that festival. He said, so on Nityanand Trayodashi, what feast did you eat? What did you eat? You remember all the items that you ate? No, no. But you ate. What did that feast do that time? Nourish us. That's why I'm sitting here, looking forward to another festival. So when we are reading, it's not for remembrance. That reading is nourishing us. At that point of time, that nourishment is happening. And the remembrance will come at the right time when it is needed. When we are reading Shastras, subtle changes are happening in our body and mind. We may or may not understand them, but please be assured, subtle changes are happening. Don't give the excuse that because I don't remember, because I cannot read, because I don't have time, I should not read Shastras. These are not good excuses. Ninth, we're coming almost to an end, seeking the essence. There are so many Shastras. Become Saragrahi. Don't become Bharavahi. Don't get burdened. So many Shastras, so many shlokas, so much philosophy. Seek the essence. Why do you want to get worried that I have to finish? I have to accomplish? Get these things out of your mind. Accomplishment, finishing. No. Take the essence of the Shastras when you are reading. Be in that moment. So Tapan Mishra went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, there is so much I don't understand. And Mahaprabhu says this very beautiful verse, Bahu Shastre Bahu Vakya Chitte Brahma. Yeah. Chitta mein Brahm aa jayega. Brahm, bewilderness. Tapan Mishra could not understand what is the sadhan, what is the sadhya. Let us not become Tapan Mishra. Be focused. Take the essence. Don't become a bookworm. Don't try to read everything. Don't try to watch every reel. Don't try to gain every WhatsApp knowledge. Please, let us all make an effort. Set goals. That, okay, like right now, Dhruva Charitra is going on in Srimad Bhagavatam class. Let us focus on Dhruva Charitra. Let me try to make notes. Let me try to see what qualities of Dhruva I can develop in myself. Let me try to see what qualities of Dhruva I see in other devotees. Make chunks. Otherwise, if we see 18,000 verses, how many, this question of how much, how many, these are wrong questions. Don't ask these questions to yourself. Please, help yourself. The purpose, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, the purpose of studying scripture, the purpose of puja, mantra, yantra, tantra, mudra, the purpose of all these things is to clean the mirror of the mind and reconnect us to the divine grace. When we are reading Shastras, that should be our aim. Don't get baffled. अभी वो deer का क्या हुआ in Bharat Maharaj story? Don't get caught up in all those petty things. What happened to the deer? Hey, what's important? What happened to the deer? Dhruva Maharaj fell down because he got attached to the deer. That is important. Take the essence. Don't fall down. Get connected to the Lord. That is taking the essence. Finally, the 10th thing, knowledge, application, realization. So the journey from knowledge to realization is practical application. And what is practical application? Service. What we are hearing is theoretical knowledge. When we apply that knowledge through service, that becomes realization. Okay, so Gyan, Vigyan, and Agyan. This is a very nice thing I heard, So Gyan means knowledge. Gyan coupled with arrogance becomes Agyan. And Gyan coupled with Vinay becomes Vigyan. Arrogance means Ahankar. So Gya plus Ahankar will give you Agyan. And Gyan plus Vinay will give you Vigyan. So do service, move from Agyan to Vigyan by doing service. That should be how we are gaining the knowledge of scriptures. Read scriptures daily. The scriptures will reveal ourselves only to the amount of times we open them. Like you have a friend, once in a while you talk to that friend, the friend will not share the heart. Or the friend senses you have some malicious intentions, friend will not share the heart. Similarly, scriptures are our friend. They are a person. They will reveal their heart to us only the number of times we open them, and if we don't have malicious intentions, duplicitous intentions, name, fame, money, to show intellect. If these intentions are there, our friend Shastras will not reveal themselves to us. That is for sure. So make Shastras your real friend. With that, I'm very sorry I went over time. I would like to end. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. One more thing, one last thing. Wish you all a very happy Ekadashi. If there is anything that you liked in today's presentation, it is because of our Guru work. And if you did not like, it is my mistake. But if there is something that you like today, I would like to seek your blessings for my daughter Shreya. She happens to celebrate her Tithi birthday today. So if you can all bless her, that she may fulfill the purpose of human life by staying fixed up in bhakti, I'll be very grateful. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for wonderful class. We still have a couple of announcements
Hare
from.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Archana Soyapur Mataji is sponsoring on behalf of her son, Subharat's birthday and her parents' wedding anniversary.
Rebo.
Viva! And then Mita's family is sponsoring Sunday as well.